Hey, welcome back to a brand new video, and hopefully for the last time, let's talk about Cosmodore. Now, as a summary, for those of you who don't know who Cosmodore is, I'd like to explain to you what Cosmodore's done and why they're so hated within this community. Now, if you haven't seen my previous video on this, I'm going to just briefly touch on everything I touched on there, so that it becomes clear to you who Cosmodore is, what they've done, and why there's so much scrutiny against their behavior, and why people aren't excusing what they've done. So, Cosmodore is a cartoon review YouTube channel who ended up being exposed for grooming a minor, and as of recently, they groomed another one, and according to themselves, it involved explicitly sexual behavior, which obviously is criminal in itself, and brought a lot of people to immediately turn their back on Cosmodore and give them no other chance. Now, I'm a very generous person, and today I want to go over all the steps that Cosmodore could do from this final response video that they've made to become a better person and return to YouTube and hopefully be accepted back into their community, which I believe could genuinely happen if they showed they've actually changed. I know Cosmodore is very skeptical that they'll ever be given another chance, but if they actually made the effort to become a better person, maybe they'll actually see that people are a lot more forgiving than they think. But before we begin, if you're new to the channel or haven't already for some reason, please do consider subscribing to the channel. If you can't tell, these videos take a lot of work, and as such, if you could just go down below and click subscribe on the channel to help me grow a little bit more, that would be genuinely appreciated. These videos, again, are a lot of work, and I'm aiming for 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Also, if you could check out my other social media like my Twitter, Discord, Instagram, all linked down below on this channel, and support those platforms as well, that would also be highly appreciated, as all of those platforms allow you to see more of me. Finally, if you'd like to support these videos financially, there is a join button and a Patreon and a Ko-fi linked down below on this channel. If you want to go check out those methods of donating, they'll be available for you, and all of that money goes right back into improving this content for you. So if you could consider that, that would be highly appreciated, and with that being said, let's get right into it. But before we go fully in depth on this situation, I'd like to address a comment left by Cosmodore that they deleted very quickly after, that I happened to be quick enough to actually capture when I was looking at my phone. This comment reads that Cosmodore claims that they were not sexually involved with a minor IRL, and that in their video they were talking about how they were dating someone when they were in middle school and held their hand, and how as such they didn't really have experience with real life relationships before their relationship last year, and they apologize if that was unclear in their video, which it was. This clears up a few things that I was genuinely concerned about. This confirms that Cosmodore, according to themselves in their own testimony, has not sexually involved themselves with a minor in real life. Though, as they deleted this comment and deleted all their community posts, this could be a lie. It's really hard to tell at this point, but I'm willing to give Cosmodore the benefit of the doubt here that they have not sexually involved themselves with the minor IRL. But given that they don't consider sending people porn to be sexual, and considering they themselves on their community post admitted to sending something sexual to a minor, all we can presume is that was nudes at this current time, which would mean that Cosmodore shared their nudes with a minor, which is still bad. Luckily, it's not as bad as taking advantage of a minor IRL, and I do appreciate Cosmodore clarifying that. I thought I'd leave that in at the start here because obviously last video I theorized on the possibility of Cosmodore potentially being involved with a minor sexually because of how they explained it in their video, so I genuinely appreciate them understanding and clarifying on it. And now let's go over Cosmodore's final response to this situation, and what I'd consider a response to me and some other YouTubers, given Cosmodore left a comment to my video and then made this video addressing this whole thing, and for the final time hopefully saying their thoughts. Let's dive into that right now.
This is going to be a very quick and unprofessional video, but I feel like I don't want to always come here and talk about this, because I know you're tired of it, I'm tired of it, but it's just what I do, right? Clearly I need a lot of fixing myself.
My biggest problem with this whole video, and I'm going to say it at the start instead of waiting till the end to state it because I feel like it's the most relevant point here where Cosmodore is explaining how they're so tired of making these videos. My biggest issue is that they're making all of these videos responding to this situation, and they keep saying that they've made mistakes. They keep saying that they're going to change. They keep saying that they understand what they did wrong. They keep saying that they're trying to fix it and all of this shit, but they're never actually doing anything. They're never actually proving that they're doing anything. They're never actually showing change. You don't need to keep saying that you're doing this and that you're getting better, because actions speak louder than words. You need to stop saying over and over that you're learning and changing and trying to fix yourself and that there's things you need to fix, and you need to just do it. You need to get yourself the help. You need to speak to your therapist. You need to actually go through the process, learn what you've done wrong, and become a better person, and then return back and show everyone, maybe in a year, 2, when you've actually learned, show everyone that you're a better person that is no longer going to cause danger to these minors, and come back without, making excuses. Come back, talk through what you did wrong, talk through how you've learned, talk through what you did to improve yourself, and then come back by actually addressing everything properly when you're in a better state of mind and understand the mistakes you made before. Every person makes mistakes, not to this level of seriousness obviously, but every human being makes mistakes, and the best way to show that you've learned from those mistakes is to come back to them in the future and explain what you did was wrong, talk through how you learned. Once people can see that you've learned, people are going to be willing to accept you again. But people don't want your mini lad excuse where you may just return by making content again without ever addressing it, like mini lad has decided to do. People want you to come back when you're ready and show that you've changed. Address everything and show that you've taken accountability. Okay? That's what people want from you, and people will consider forgiving you if they've seen that you've changed.
Clearly, I need a lot of fixing myself to do, and I thought that admitting that to myself was the first step, but I forgot that there were more steps to that, including just doing it and not just doing the same mistake over and over.
You see, this is a point I tried to emphasize to Cosmodore in private in our Twitter DMs, which I don't think I can access because they deleted their Twitter, and also a point I echoed quite clearly in a lot of my videos about Cosmodore, mainly being that Cosmodore has constantly said that they're going to do something, but then they've never done it, and then they keep saying that they're changing and getting help, and then they ended up going after another minor, and I tried to explain to them that you have to actually try to become a better person, and you can't continue to make excuses for this behavior, because by making excuses, you're actively making yourself feel more justified in the behavior you did, and thus enabling it further in your mind, whether subconsciously or intentionally. That's a point I tried to echo to you, Cosmodore, and it's sad that you didn't understand it at the time when I was explaining it to you.
And coming on here and saying I'm better, I'm doing better, but showing that, proving that, and I don't know if I can do that, if YouTube is the right place for that. Probably not. You don't want to hear it. It's not worth it shouting that out to strangers on the internet.
Here really shows a twist in Cosmodore's attitude over the past few months. Cosmodore went from caring about their audience so much that they were desperate to retain their viewership, to only seeing their audience as people online that will never forgive them or take their opinion into consideration, which is a terrible way to look at it, as I genuinely do believe that if Cosmodore came back and showed that they'd changed, they would actually be taken back by this community. No one would have any reason to keep holding it against them if they showed that they'd actually learned from their mistake and had held themselves accountable for what they did. I genuinely believe that with my whole heart. I believe most people are open to accepting Cosmodore if they were to come back and prove that they'd changed. People wouldn't be so passionate about this subject if they didn't actually care. The problem is, Cosmodore says that they don't believe they can do that, and that's what actually worries me. The fact that Cosmodore may not believe that they can even show that they have changed, because it should be very easy to come back and show that you've changed when you've actually learned from what you did, by just sitting down and explaining to people the way that you've learned, what you've done, what you've actually realized was your mistakes. Once you've done that, once you've shown that you've changed, once you've put procedures or barriers in place to make sure what happened before can never happen again, once you've done all of that, people will be able to trust you again.
And I wish I could just stand by that decision and disappear, which is what I'm gonna do, what I'm trying to do.
I genuinely do believe it's good that Cosmodore is trying to leave the internet until they believe that they've actually changed themselves for the better, so that they can return as a better person and prove themselves to be a better person. I do understand what it's like to react impulsively to things posted about you on social media. I believe everyone does. When someone posts something about you, whether it's true or not, the immediate response is normally to reply to it and be like, this isn't true, this is slander. But as a content creator, you need to understand that more people are going to be able to post stuff than you're ever going to be able to reply to, and replying to these things constantly isn't going to help your battle, because you're just promoting the trolls, and trolls will see that and will act upon it. And obviously in this situation, Cosmodore, you're guilty of most of the things people are calling you out for, So responding to those things and justifying yourself is helping nobody, because everybody with any right consciousness here sees that what you've done is indefensible. You can't keep defending yourself on something that there is no defense for. What you've done is morally and legally bankrupt. There is no justification for it. And I know that in this situation, it does sound like I'm projecting, because obviously I respond to a lot of the things that are said about me, true or not, and I know that it can be stressful to not respond to these things. But you do need to understand in this situation, Cosmodore, that what you did is indefensible. You can't reply to this stuff. You do just need to sit back, let people say what they're gonna say, and come back when you can, when you believe you've actually changed. A lot of people actually take the time to learn what they've done wrong, and then they'll still come back and defend themselves, which is again another mistake. What you need to do is not excuse your behavior anymore. If you believe someone is lying about you, you can come back and make a short statement saying that it's a lie. However, it will probably cause more problems for you than it's worth, because it will bring more people back saying, why are you back on social media? So I do believe you just need to sit back, take a break, and leave the internet. You can respond to more allegations when you're back, when you're better. You can respond to lies when you've actually changed. You can come back once you believe that you're in a better place, and show people that the claims made about you in those times, some of them weren't true if you believe that they weren't, to prove to people that you've changed, but also so that at the moment you get the break you need so that you don't keep defending your actions that don't deserve defending, and you don't stay in the mindset that you're currently in where you're a danger to kids.
So, yeah. It's about, I don't know, at some point you need to admit to yourself that you're in the wrong, and I'm in the wrong, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for anyone who's gotten hurt by me, for defending myself, for doing these awful things. And I'm not just saying that, I hope you realize that, because no matter how many times I say I'm sorry, it doesn't matter, it can't be undone.
I think it's good that Cosmodore does actually realize now that they were at fault for what they've done. It's good to see a change where they're actually admitting that they have made mistakes and that they are in the wrong, and that what they've done isn't excusable, and that they do just need to hold themselves accountable. I think it's good to see that Cosmodore has realized that making more and more videos excusing themselves won't help anybody, and will instead only cause them to defend themselves more on shit that they shouldn't be defending themselves on. I feel like genuinely, if Cosmodore means what they're saying here, it means that they will actually make an effort now to become a better person, to learn what they've done was wrong, to improve themselves, to actually get themselves the help they need, and actually properly improve themselves to the point where they can return to the internet not as a danger to kids, but as a revamped content creator that knows what they did was wrong and is actually attempting to be a better person.
But feeling sorry for myself isn't helping anyone, and trying to gain sympathy isn't helping anyone. I need to be better.
I think Cosmodore is actually understanding here. I do actually believe that Cosmodore believes these words. That Cosmodore believes that what they're doing isn't helping anyone, and that all they're doing is making more problems, and that they do just need to be a better person. That they do need to learn what they did was wrong. That they do need to get themselves out of the mindset where they're possibly dangerous to kids. I do genuinely believe that Cosmodore believes that now, and I think it's a good thing that Cosmodore's made this video where they're admitting to that. I do believe that it's good that Cosmodore has actually decided to make the step towards becoming a better person, and as such, I'm not going to lambast them anymore. I'm not going to dig into anything more in this video. If you want to watch the rest of it, it's available on their channel. I'll be sure to save a backup just in case, like I did with their stream, which will be linked down below as well. With that being said, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to check out my other social media linked down below in the description. I have a Twitter, Discord, Instagram, all of that linked down below. I'm hoping this is the final video on Cosmodore, so if you did enjoy it and would like to see me cover other situations, you can subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I'm aiming for 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's insane that you've got me to 37.4k as of recording this video already. That is actually nuts that we were on like 30k like 2 weeks ago. I don't know, it's the support you've given me is amazing. It means so much that you've allowed me to do this, that you've allowed me to go past my goals, to sail past them, to get so close to 50k already is insane. Genuinely, thank you for all of the support you've given me, because you've allowed me to open so many doors for myself. Thank you. And I'll be sure to improve the content to show you that I do actually care about the support you've given me, and I do care about the content I'm giving you, and I do actually mean it with sincerity when I say thank you for the support you've given me. If you'd like to check out my Patreon Ko-fi join button to financially support these videos so I can continue to improve them production-wise, that'd be highly appreciated. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a great whatever day this is going up on. And I'll see you next time. Peace.
Says she wanna rock with it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with it like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with it like me.